start the inside wings. We were limited on fabric, but I was just checking, I was just sizing up my pattern with the inside back, and it looks pretty good. I might be just a little bit off, but I think that's okay. You know, I have my motif that I'm going to have at both areas, the same area of my wings. This is my right inside wing, and this is my left inside wing as it sits on the chair like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay it across like so. I'm going to try to get it straight. This is all eyeballed, and I'll tell you, I need enough fabric to come underneath here. So I'm going to start, I already kind of measured it up against the chair, and I'd like that motif as close to the top as I can get it. So I'm going to start with a staple. I'm just viewing this to see if I'm in the middle. This is all done by eye, at least this one. I'm going to staple that. You can pin tack it if you like at home, just if you're not sure. I would suggest pin tacking is a good tool for even advanced. But I am going to just staple this because I know pretty well that I'm good. Okay, so I'm going to get that one on, and then I'm going to go to the other one to get it to this position too. All right, I'm going to come down here. I may measure this. No, I don't think I have to measure this. This is done by eye. So I got that flower. I'm really happy with the way this is. It's a little off here. Okay, so I'm going to roll this over a little bit more. So what I'm doing is centering, I'm trying to center this motif in as much of the wing as I can, like so, like I did here. I like that. So I am going to staple that. Then I'm going to stretch up and get a couple of staples here. Okay, I'm going to continue on my left wing. First I'm just going to go like so, just to see how I'm doing here with that motif. I'm really happy with that. That's pretty good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down first. I'm going to give it a stretch down, and I'm going to get a staple here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pleat this and get a staple. Let's see here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trim this up a little bit. I'm going to bring this tight this way, and then I'm going to get a pleat over here to the back. Outside wing will cover most of that up. Okay, so I'm still working. I still want to work. I'm not working on the side yet. I'm still working up and down. So I'd like to be able to get a couple of more staples in here. I'm just going to give it a little stretch up, a little stretch this way. You're pin tacking though for you guys at home. You might want to be doing that here. Pin tack the whole thing if you want, and then say, oh, I like it, or I have to take some pin tacks out and staple and tack it again. And then once you get it right, you staple the whole thing. You can go in between your pin tacks. So this looks really good. I like this. I'm going to go to the back now. Just going to get like a little pleat up like there. Go to all the way to the back with this. So not pulled that tight. You can see, is it easy working pieces? I don't think so. Each piece separately, I don't think it's easy at all. So now I'm gonna come this way. I'm gonna come up a little bit more this way, and I'm gonna get a staple here. Then I'm gonna pull it down, get a few more staples here. And then you see we got this curve here, so I'm trying to work the curve. So what I'm doing, see how I pulled that? The staples there, and I ran out of staples, so I have to go grab some, which you'd think I would have some here, but I don't. They're over here. And you know, it's nice to have things within reach if you can think about it beforehand. Just get that stapled. So I'm looking at, again, regroup here and look at that again, see if I can get that wrinkle out. And then I'm going to show you a little trick after I get this all stapled. See, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to get that out. But then I want to come right to the middle of this curve and get an equal amount of fabric on each side, and then get a staple, a vertical staple, not a horizontal staple. Get more room to work. And when you do that, your first pleat usually is made for you. You need to probably take your regulator and then regulate it out, and then bring it up And get that stapled. And then your second pleat usually lays out for you like it just did. It's cool. This fabric is a dream to work with. I really enjoying working with it. Okay. Now I'm just going to trim this up just a little bit. Extra fabric, yay! Let's save that. We never know what we're going to use that for. We don't have anything, that's why. Okay. Now I know this piece is going to be inside the wing, inside back. So I'm just going to get a couple of staples along here, just a couple, just to tighten that up a little bit. And you see this wrinkle here? I think if I draw that down like this, and sometimes you could take your regulator to do this. You have to be real careful to do this on this fabric. You see what I just did? Because this can rip. I just pulled that whole thing out. All those wrinkles came out because it's not where you think it is. A lot of people work right around where the wrinkle is, but usually it's away. Sometimes if it's a sofa, it could be 5 feet away. So isn't that interesting? I'm really, that's done. The left wing's done. I'm really happy with that. So what I'm going to do is make a note of where that motif ends up over here. And I think I might get one tack in if I'm really good, right? We get one tack in. We'll see how good I am with this. Let me just put this up for a second, just see. We need to be a little bit over, let's see. Just gonna get a staple in there first. I'm going against kind of the rules because I want to see how close I can get that. Well, that's pretty darn close. That is pretty darn close, so that's good. Now we're gonna go back and do our bottom first. I'm gonna stretch that a little bit, staple that. And get a pleat in here. I'm going to finish stapling along here. And take care of these wrinkles a little bit later. Actually, we can try to take rid of them now a little bit. We're going to stretch up. A little bit more. And then we're going to I wanted to show you. There was an old piece of fabric here, and sometimes I like keeping for historical purposes. I took the old fabric, the fabric that was like this underneath off, but I like the fact that this had an older fabric, so I'm going to keep that on there. So I just worked something. I felt something like a piece of a clump of cotton, which brings up a good point. When you're upholstering, if you notice, I'm always going like this. I'm making sure there's nothing inside, because you never know from the ceiling or if a bird flies by or something, you never know what could get caught underneath there. So you feel along before you finish your stapling. So okay, I'm going to come this way, and I'm going to get a couple of staples in here. I'm just going to get this pulled, see if I can get this pulled just a little tight. Boy, we're tight on our fabric, aren't we? We know that. This was challenging. Okay, so I'm going to take my tape measure out again, see where I'm at there. Even do that, right? Why not? And get it as close as we can get it from the bottom up. I'm just going to measure from the bottom up, which is 16 inches. I'm going to measure this up 16 inches. Whew! I'll tell you something. This is a workout. Well, my son, who goes to the gym and presses weights, he would disagree. He would say you get a gym workout. This is, to me, like a gym workout. Okay, so I'm looking here to see. I'm going to take an eyeball on that. I think I need to measure that. I am going to take a chance. That's what I like about upholstery. You know, it's not a perfect. It's an art form. So, you know, if you want perfection, you get a machine-made piece of furniture, but who wants that, right? I like the hand stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm just rolling this out a little bit with my regulator, the back side of my regulator, and I'm just kind of getting that done. All right. So all my students would be asking all these questions. How do you know, where do you pull next? All those things, which we answer in the classes. Cool. So that's the difference between these YouTube videos, I think, and the class videos, is that I'm doing a lot here. My hands are moving fast, I know that. And I'm not asking those questions. And I keep repeating myself, I know, but I think it's important to stress that the classes are going to be really going to be valuable for all you people who are wanting to learn in the beginning and wanting to learn more, you know, the subtleties. I guess for those of you who have been upholstering and you know, and you've gone with books and the like, and not had a mentor in your life, I think I would be honored to become your mentor in upholstery. I had a lot of mentors, so I was lucky. I had live mentors at a time when manufacturing could afford to have somebody learning on the job. A lot of times manufacturing moves so fast they don't have time to train even, ironically enough. That's why we don't have good manufacturing jobs a lot. But we're getting some. Okay, so I'm going to just put a couple of staples in here. And I'm going to look at this. I have the same problem over here that I had the other side, a little bit of leftover wrinkling. So I'm going to take my regulator, I'm going to pull it down. Careful you don't rip the fabric, because I don't have any more. And there we go. So I just upholstered both the left and the right wing of my beautiful recliner, my antique recliner. I think it's one of the first recliners ever made, which is kind of cool. And so now let's attach the wings.